The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And great field position coming up as he gets this just shy of the 45, out of bounds at the 44. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. They'll run. This is Jordan Mason. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. You look at this Cowboy defense. And right now in the National Football League, they're ranked number 18 against the pass.
And you see the starting unit here, but really, you're going to see a lot of different personnel, a lot of different packages as they rotate in and out throughout the game.
And he'll be brought down right on the 50, a gain of 3. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. McCarthy off the play fake. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week, but they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former 4th-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
Prescott off play action. Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or maybe the ball's tipped or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. On play action, now McCarthy. A dump off for Mason. So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official.
Still first down.
There go play action. Here's McCarthy. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Well, their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brand, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We've got 2, we got 2. Do I hear 3? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
2nd drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They'll have very good starting field position here after the turnover as they search for the first points of the ball game. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Jonathan Allen able to record his 5th sack of the season.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Looking to throw. Prescott. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll force upon them a 3rd and 14. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
And his kick is indeed good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
He's got the connection to Moore. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. Well, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright.
This is brought in at the 21. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So here are the Cowboys to take over. Remember, right now they are on a 6-game losing streak, trying to snap that. And a good sign is they've got the lead in the football.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. And, Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he is going to lose yardage here. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
I think they tried to fool him on that one. You know, being able to throw the ball to the fullback position. No one was fooled on that play.
No, lost yardage. You think they should yank that one from the playbook, at least for the time being?
I think what you do is you take it out and you evaluate it next week in practice.
The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
And the Cowboys going to bring on Brian Anger to punt on 4th down.
And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Moore, the man in motion. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field of the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And Hockenson going to have the Vikings first down as he's up to the 47.
Moore, the man in motion.
And now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Jones.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Jefferson moving in motion left. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Up the middle, Jones. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
A bullet throw, but incomplete. This Cowboy defense looked ready for that 3rd down pass. Brings up 4th.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, my friend, this has certainly been a comedy of errors here in the first quarter. Neither side able to really hang on to the ball.
Yeah, now I'm just curious to see which team can adjust, because both have made their mistakes, as you said.
Yeah, and whoever can do that can seize firm control of this game, something they haven't done with the ball.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
These two teams all tied after one. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
As they've got it as we resume action. To throw is Prescott.
That is caught. They'll have the first down, and more than that.
Touchdown, Cowboys! Jonathan Mingo, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey.
And the lead is now 10-3.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46.
And now out comes Minnesota. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance, they're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his 1-on-2 matchup.
Addison will go in motion left.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The Vikings now at 2-5 to start play. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
And this offense on 3rd down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd down and 12. Hard throw, incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Play action now, Prescott. And that is incomplete here.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Throwing, Prescott. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Jonathan Grenard
able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Minnesota now ready for their next possession.
And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Throwing is McCarthy.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork. That's well done defensively. They get the pressure they needed on 3rd down. All the receivers are locked up tight, and they force that quarterback to just throw it away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's taken to the 26. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Dallas offense set for this next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. They'll come up now 3rd and 9.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain of 32 that time.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Prescott now.
He'll find Lamb. That's complete.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Now Prescott. His throw caught right around the 6. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They'll throw again. Prescott. He's got it. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. They tried to get the nose of the football across to no avail, and now it's 3rd and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
I get the thought process. 3rd and short, give it to the fullback, let him bulldoze his way, but that means you're counting on your offensive line to win the line of scrimmage, aren't you?
Yeah, and there was just a mass of bodies there at the line. Looked like more defenders than offensive guys. Winds up losing yardage. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6.
So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. A touchdown would tie it. They trail 13-6 as they come up with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. 2nd and 10. Here's McCarthy. Middle of the field to Jefferson.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. And he fires one, but incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And here's Ryan Wright now,
as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Prescott from the gun. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Up the middle, it's Williams. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Take it at the 37. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and out will come the offense as they take over.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punt.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it. And he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Now McCarthy. There's Addison. Touchdown, Vikings.
A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Vikings have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. Kevontae Turpin now from his end zone. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
And we will likely not see another play here as they take the knee and head into the intermission all tied. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake, or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Cowboys offense and Javonte Williams head out for this next drive. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Prescott.
This one swung out to Williams.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Now Prescott.
That's to Schoonmaker, the tight end.
And he's brought down. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Here's Prescott.
Outright, he finds Tolbert.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
When you get into the second half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
They'll try to run this one in, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Cowboys have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Aubrey good with a PAT.
And they will take a 7-point lead. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
To the right goes Mason. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now second down. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory.
43 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. 2 yards still to go. Third down now. Looking to throw McCarthy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. On the give, it's Mason. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
To the air with McCarthy. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 22-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Mason going to get it on first down.
A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Toss play to Mason. And he may have given those 6 yards right back as they're going to get to him well behind the line. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
They'll hand this to Williams to start things out.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Prescott to throw it.
That's over the middle to Schoonmaker.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Now flags fly in, and one of the Cowboys looked like he got going a little early. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Following the penalty, it's Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and making sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
On play action, Prescott. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Here's Prescott. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Byron Murphy, the one who got a hand in to knock it away.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away.
A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return.
The Vikings offense and J.J. McCarthy getting ready to go back to work. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the fourth.
McCarthy off the play fake.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback, so that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
Now the toss to Jones, running right. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting them to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, really into 2 on 3rd down, you're a little off balance.
Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Straight ahead, here's Mason. We're down to the 41. From the 41, here's 2nd down and 7.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 13-yard line.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Mason on the taunts. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Throwing is McCarthy.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start.
McCarthy operating from the gun. Finding Hockenson here on the out route.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. 1 score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run for it with Mason. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
2nd down and a yard. In motion, that's Tolbert.
Looking to throw. Prescott.
He'll find Lamb crossing the formation for the catch. And Lamb going to have a Cowboys first down as he's brought down at the 17-yard line.
Off the draw, here's Williams. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And Lamb going to have a Cowboys first down as he'll get this up across the 30-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
This has been a tremendous drive to this point, and this is all you want, playing with a lead in the 4th quarter. If you can keep the ball on the ground, keep the sticks moving, you're going to be in good shape to finish this one off.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
Give him 10 there, good enough for a Cowboy first down.
And that's the type of run that you'll live with. In this game, he's had a good number of carries. He's just been unable to really break off anything substantial.
Now Prescott.
On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab.
2 yards on the pickup there, and it's 2nd down. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 32.
44 yards rushing for him now to this point.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. Prescott now.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 18. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
To throw is Prescott. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touchdown.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. They go back to the ground with Williams. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Try to take this home. They'll run.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Javonte Williams with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys add on to their lead, and they appear poised to break this long losing streak. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
So all eyes on this Vikings offense. Down by 2 touchdowns. A little under 1:50 remaining. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here's McCarthy. gets this to Moore.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack.
But they'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, McCarthy.
Can't get away, and he's taken down.
Here we go. This is 4th down. They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. Pass complete. It's Hockenson.
But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that.
We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. And they take a knee. Prescott, he goes down to a knee, and that should just about do it. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Dallas,
they snap out of their doldrums and improve to 2-6 on the year.
And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.